This week on the Jock and Nerd Podcast, we review another Oscar Best Picture nominee, The Substance, plus reactions to trailers for Thunderbolts, Ballerina, Freaky Tales, Last of Us Season 2, Andor Season 2, thoughts on the Severance Season 2 finale, and more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, March 24th, 2025.
You know who this is, and you know why you're here. You want all the latest comic book and superhero TV and movie news, and by God, you found it. Forget everything else out there. Forget all the Scientology bullshit. This is the real deal. This is the real deal. Worship at the feet of the holy trio of geekdom, the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Play it.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up.
What's up, listener? How's it going? Thank you for pressing play, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
And joining us, a fella who thought The Substance was a training video on how to eat a sandwich standing up. It's Rug Boy.
Not funny. My stance while eating a sub.
What's your sub stance there, Ruggs?
I like to get on my knees and then and stick the sub in
your slag
from the ceiling down, like I'm gobbling it like a baby
down
bird.
The gullet.
Yeah,
like you baby bird it. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. That way it's not
baby
as
bird.
messy, right?
Yes,
Anthony. You know this. You laugh.
I like to get it into my throat. Yeah,
Anthony. You know about the Italian beef stance here in Chicago? This is like a real thing.
Yeah, I know about the Italian beef. I was just thinking about the Italian beef stance and having being leaned over.
Yep.
So that you don't drop stuff on yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, I know about that. But what I was thinking about when he did his analogy his described how he eats his food.
Yes.
I thought about last week or maybe the week before. I think it was last week. I saw someone online insult another person by saying, "I bet you eat your corn vertically." That's exactly what I thought of with Rug Boy eating his vertically.
Wow.
That's in the same wheelhouse. I think it's apropos.
It's efficient and less messy. That's the sub. What's your substance, listener? Write in. Let us know. Boo.
That took me a second.
Yeah, it was a stretch, but I'm glad you guys are with me. And also, fellas, we have officially entered the 11th year of podcasting here.
Oh, shit.
So happy 10-year birthday to everybody there.
We're in the 11th year. What is that? 4th, 5th grade? I don't know what grade.
A decade of debauchery.
Yeah, if you're 11, you are, I guess you're like 5th grade-ish, right? Yeah. It's been a decade.
We're at the point where we get boners. Like you just start getting. You don't know why you get boners. Yes. You don't know what to correlate the boner to.
6th grade.
Yeah, you just like, I have boners.
You're starting to notice girls a little bit. No, that's a little early. I don't know.
No, I notice girls from way younger age.
Well, you have problems.
Yeah, I was noticing girls pretty young.
See, this is interesting. That's what that show Adolescence is about on Netflix. We'll talk about that later. But anyways, 10 years, fuck. So year 11, let's fucking go. I don't know.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
I got a bunch of trailers for you guys this week. I wanted to catch up.
Year 11, that drop is still, I think, one of the originals.
All of this is original. I haven't changed shit in like 10 years. I mean, it
was some indie band, right? That you had record or these jam, like some jam.
It was my
band.
buddy that I play with, and we play like gypsy jazz music. And then I was like, you guys just play it. I'm going to record it this time. Yeah. It's a Django Reinhardt version song, whatever. Yeah.
The Django Unchained, what? All right,
that was our original intro, was all that gypsy music 10 years ago. Anyways,
right.
It's 2025 now. It's kind of crazy. And we're still talking about movie trailers. There's still fucking shit to talk about. Case in point, a bunch of trailers. I wanted to catch up, do some trailer reactions. Let's start with the MCU. Thunderbolts * coming out May 2nd. And they put out this 1-minute trailer titled Absolute Cinema. And it caught my attention. It's very different. It's a very unique piece of marketing from the Marvel here. Anthony, what did you think of the trailer? There's like fun EDM music. They are citing creators of these other indie movies and TV shows, almost positioning it like an indie movie or something. But it was really fun. And I was like, what is this movie?
Yeah, I didn't know that this trailer was worth watching until you made us watch it. And everything you said, I completely agree with. The music, the way they highlight, not even directors and writers, the cinematography and production designer, and all these movies that were indie darlings or, not necessarily mainstream movies. And they're highlighting all these with the music that's a little bit more indie and the shots they're using. I think it worked in terms of catching my attention. I mean, especially now that we're at post-Oscar season, but it sounds to me, or it looked to me like they were definitely trying to position this as something different than what you've seen in Marvel. And, we will see if that bears fruit during the actual movie.
Right.
But as far as marketing it, I mean, this was the most unique trailer I've seen Marvel do.
Absolutely.
They went full on. Hey, we're doing an indie film disguised as a Marvel movie, and we're proving it to you by highlighting all these different aspects, all these different people in the movie that were a part of other indie movies.
And it's all true. Writers and directors of Beef, the editor of Minari, the production designer of Hereditary. And I was like, I'm in now. Rugs, what did you think? New footage. It's almost like a 90s indie movie feel. Like, did you like this? And do you think this is actually the tone of the movie is going to be any of this?
Well, now that I know that they used the craft services to call me by your name.
Oh, yeah.
The Oscar-winning role. I heard it was a lot of sausage on set. It's Italian. It's an Italian movie.
Yeah.
But no, let's get serious. Hey, that was a good joke.
Why start now? What are you talking about?
So, obviously there was like a rumor or a couple of articles that were saying that this is like an A24 film. I think that's one of the actors said it. This is kind of like being an A24. So they took it and they ran with it. And they actually cobbled this trailer up to kind of put it in that tone. I think it was cute. I don't know. I mean, it's cute that they have all these kind of like little comedic moments and they're able to stitch this together to make it seem like a different offbeat movie.
Like a quirky indie movie with those beats of just her like drinking water. Yeah.
I don't buy it. But because it's a piece of advertising, it's editing. You could edit anything to make it seem like anything.
I mean, Bucky punches a dude in a chicken suit. Like, what is this movie?
Well, so does Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Well, that's true.
I mean, that was a serious film. It was not an A24
that
film.
Was you're talking about the mascot from Sudden Death, right?
Yeah.
That's an amazing scene. Dishwasher mascot.
Was he a chicken or a duck? I don't remember.
It might have been like a duck, but close enough.
I don't remember.
Similar.
But like, whatever. Like, I'm into this movie. I want to see it. I want to see what they do with these characters. So
yeah,
I'm sold.
I'm still not really sure what it's about, but whatever. It's fun.
Well, it's interesting that the fact that they could kind of go in this direction with advertising. Like, this is not for everybody. Like, obviously, it's for the Anthony Polanski.
I was really surprised they went with this angle, but it's brilliant. And I mean, if that is the tone of the movie, it's also really smart. Couple of things. Did you notice two Yelenas? What the fuck is happening here? Is a Skrull? What's going on?
Oh, could be Skrully.
Or a mask, or one of those Mission Impossible masks. I was like, the fuck is two Yelenas?
You know what? Those masks are like real now.
The ones where you just like peel off and it changes right now. Really?
No, they have like these really realistic rubber masks that I see them on Instagram and shit all the time.
That move with your face though?
Yeah.
Like, realistically?
Yes.
That's wild.
No, I mean, they don't move with your face necessarily, but like you could get a mask of like somebody, a famous person, and wear it over your own face. And then if you just walking past somebody and quickly, you probably would buy it.
Yeah. It's creepy. It's creepy.
Yeah, they're seeing some weird shit.
I like, you see, I mean, there's new footage of Sentry, like, breaking glass, standing up in front of that firing line. I love how they put the names of the characters now, so everybody, like, is on board of who's in this movie, and he's just Bob. Like, that's hilarious. But it did get me a little more hyped. Yeah, even Bucky, like, where he's eating, and he just spills sauce on his shirt. Like, I don't know. It's funny.
Yeah, no, it was definitely an interesting choice, and if they definitely wanted to make the movie stand out, and that trailer made it stand out amongst everything you typically see from Marvel. So
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised. I was like, good job. This one got me. Looks great. May 2nd. Now, I cannot wait even more. Listener, let us know what you think of this trailer. Join this conversation. You could join our Facebook group, Jock and Nerd Nation. Jock and Nerd. It's an exclusive closed group just for you. Click it, join it, geek out, fun stuff. Okay, let's move on because we got a new trailer for Ballerina. Full title, From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. It's a mouthful. But the John Wick spinoff with Ana de Armas. Ruggs, let's start with you this time. How did this trailer hit you? Is it going to work, this spinoff?
I'm lukewarm on it, to be honest with you. I feel like it's got all the right mechanics there. And Ana de Armas looks great.
Yeah.
But there's something about it that's not clicking for me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the story. I'm not sinking my teeth into the concept of this movie. It's like she's getting revenge, I guess. Right? She's getting revenge.
She's sent on a mission, but then goes too far, can't stop, and then they gotta call fucking John Wick in to stop her. They're gonna go head to head. Holy shit!
But you never know. Like once I'm in the middle of it and there's action and it's fun, I might warm up to it. It seems like okay. It doesn't seem bad. It just seems like, we've seen John Wick so many times. A 4-hour fucking cut of John Wick just came out like a few years ago. So
I'll take it. I'll take it all. Fuck, I love the John Wick universe.
It's going to be more of the same.
You got Winston. You got Sharon, the late Lance Reddick, the Continental. Anthony, what do you think? Is Ana de Armas sufficiently badass enough in this for you?
she's hot.
She's definitely hot.
That's right.
That's important.
Yeah.
No, she looks like she's holding her own. When you think about this movie and the reason that it's made or what they're doing, on the surface, you go spin off of John Wick with a girl. Like that seems very by the book these days, right?
Yeah.
But I think what was interesting about this trailer, and we saw John Wick teased in the first trailer too. There was some good action in the trailer. It seems like a revenge film, kind of typical for a John Wick movie at this point.
They're all.
But I think the thing that caught my eye was the fact that we saw John Wick in the first trailer as teased, and we all just assumed that John Wick was probably on her side.
Yeah.
The trailer now paints it as John Wick has to stop her.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There will be some conflict between them. So I think that's probably the most intriguing part is now you have John Wick in this movie trying to stop the protagonist that you've been following, yet you've always liked John Wick.
Right.
So I think that dichotomy and that interaction makes the movie a little bit more interesting and adds a nice twist to the movie. So I think it'll be good. Can it live up to what we've seen in 4 John Wicks?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a high bar.
It is.
Ana de Armas is younger than Keanu Reeves, so we'll see. I don't think it'll be. I think at the very least it'll be entertaining.
You got Derek Kolstad writing. I think he wrote some of the other ones. Len Wiseman directing. I don't think he's directed any other John Wick movie. But I think Keanu's going to be in this more than I thought. I thought it was just going to be a cameo, but it looks like he's got a significant part clearly with that reveal. But I bet it'll be like they're enemies for a little while, and then there's misunderstanding, and they get on the same page, and they got to team up, blah blah blah. But it looks like a John Wick movie. The purple, the colors, the lighting, the shots. It looks like a fucking John Wick movie.
If you don't know who Len Wiseman is, he did the Underworld movies.
Oh, he's the Underworld guy. All right. I thought the action looked really good. She shoots a woman in her crotch. It's fantastic. Yeah, that's amazing. It actually looks great. She seems badass. I mean, the sequence with the swords and the gun and the knife and the hatchet thrown to the head is fucking great. I'm in this one also. Geek boner. Love it. I'm in June 6th. We get to go back to John Wick. I mean, I missed the John Wick. And this is between like 2 and 3 or 3 and 4 is when all this happens, apparently. Okay. Next trailer was shared to me by someone at work. And now we know Pedro Pascal is in everything, but he's like literally in everything. Not only is he going to be in Fantastic Four, not only Last of Us Season 2 is coming out, there's a movie called Freaky Tales from Lionsgate coming out this very soon, April 4th, with Pedro Pascal and Ben Mendelsohn. Both of them, we are in a bunch of things. Anthony, let me start with you. I did not hear about this movie, so I doubt anybody heard about this movie, but it is like an anthology set in 1987. What did you think of the kind of throwback, gritty 1987 thing they're doing here?
Yeah, I don't know anything about this movie.
Yeah.
I did see that it's presented as an anthology. You know, Pedro Pascal is all over everything, so he's everywhere at this point.
Yes.
So there's that. If you like Pedro, you're gonna like this. If you don't like Pedro or feel like he's overexposed, this might be a little too much. I think it does do a good job though of capturing that 80s synth vibe.
Yeah.
So if you want a throwback to the 80s, which at this point I feel like most movies are calling back to stuff from the 80s or throwing back to the 80s. You know, I think even that might be a little overexposed. I thought it was entertaining though. If you said, "Hey, this is getting good reviews, go watch it," I wouldn't be mad about it.
Right? I'm almost almost has me wanting to go see this. So I do want to see it.
When I initially watched it, I went, "Is this written by Quentin Tarantino,
Yes.
or is this kind of got that vibe?" Going?
Yeah, a little Tarantino, a little like that movie Go, a little bit of the Warriors. He even says you fuck with the wrong warrior, and then like the violence it gets to at the end with the sword and Sleepy Floyd slicing up motherfuckers. I was like, hey, I'm in. Ruggs, what'd you think? How did this hit you? Does it look interesting?
Yeah, an anthology, good old anthology, like 4 rooms, like Trick or Treat.
It's forced
interconnected show.
Yeah, 4 interconnected stories.
And
very Tarantino-esque.
Yeah, very Tarantino-esque. Taking the lead off of that. Yeah, I mean, I like a good anthology if it's done right, if it all interlaces together well. This looks like it'd be some fun. I don't know if maybe I'll go to the theater to see this. It seems like it'd be a fun time.
I mean, that dude jumping in the air with the sword and the tracksuit is like Kill Bill. I was like, this guy on fire. It's got everything, this movie.
It's definitely derivative as hell. But like,
drugs, violence.
You just described a bunch of movies that did it, that did the same thing.
Yeah.
And they're always fun, if they do it right.
So the creative behind this is interesting. It's written and directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck. This is the team that brought us Captain Marvel.
Nice.
These were the little indie directors Marvel hired to do Captain Marvel. This looks better than Captain Marvel already. I'll tell you that much. This seems like more in their wheelhouse. Anthony, is Sleepy Floyd a real basketball player? That was my question.
Sleepy Floyd? I have no idea.
From like the 80s. It says, I think it was a Warriors point guard. They were going to go rob his house is like one of the stories.
Oh, I guess he is a real basketball player.
He is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a real basketball player fucking slicing dudes up. This is fun. Yeah, very Tarantino. April 4th, right before my birthday. And then, speaking of Pedro Pascal, Ben Mendelsohn, 2 more trailers, and both of these dudes are in these 2 trailers. First, Last of Us Season 2, coming out April 13th, very soon, has a trailer. Ruggs, are you excited for Season 2? Have you played the 2 game? Have you played the second game?
No, I have not played the second game.
Me neither.
But yeah, it looks good. I mean, I like the show The Last of Us. I'm not really a big Bella Ramsey fan.
Oh no, she didn't sell you for a season.
I feel like she's been the same age for like since Game of Thrones.
She
it's
does
just something
age. That is true.
There's something disturbing about that. So
that's a good point. She just has that face that even when she gets older, like you don't see it.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
She reminds me of the actress that was, now actor that was in Umbrella Academy.
Oh, which one?
Elliot Page.
Oh,
Elliot Page for the longest time, or L Page.
Yes,
she was female. Elliot Page now looked the same forever.
Yes, I can see that. Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't. That's all I got. I mean, so like when the star of the show is kind of like, I know people love Bella Ramsey.
Yeah,
I'm not one of them.
Well, you got Caitlin Dever's coming in though as another big character.
But like, regardless of my fandom of the actress, it's still a good show, and she is a good actress. I'm not saying she's a bad actress.
Yeah.
It's just, just some people I find more interesting than other people. More compelling. And I think it is a little weird that she seems like she's like a 11-year-old and she's having a romance. So that's a little weird.
Oh, Jeffrey Wright's in this. You got some new cast members. Anthony, what'd you think?
It's prestige HBO TV of a very popular video game. Last of Us, the second one, I never played, but I do know most of the plot, and it's pissed a lot of people off. So I'm curious to see what the reaction is to that game and what they keep and what they change for the live action show, because the second game was not as universally loved as the first one.
I mean, they changed some big stuff that first season, like that one whole character that was just one episode in episode 3, because he follows you around for a long time in the game. But that's all changed. So I think this team is good at adapting. But yeah, what can I say? It looks fucking great. It looks top notch, just like the first season. The explosions, the clickers.
How long has it been since it's been on?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like 3 years or something. Right?
Yes, I believe Last of Us. It was
like 2.5 years or something.
It had to be 2021. It was it was 2023.
Yeah, so 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago in March it ended. So it's taking 2 years for another fucking season. Great, we're here. Finally.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, again, looks fucking great. It's HBO. Okay, last one, guys. Another show coming back. I'm excited for. There's so much shit to watch. It's hard to keep up. April 22nd brings us Andor season 2 on Disney Plus, the best Star Wars series around. We got a couple of trailers here.
The best around.
They're the best around. Not the best Karate Saga, but the best Star Wars show. They just released like a new trailer today, and you watch this shit, and you want to talk about prestige. This fucking looks prestige, and it's surprising that this is in the same universe that like the Acolyte was in, and even Skeleton Crew, which was good, but like it's another level of like, I don't know, elevated Star Wars. Anthony, non-Star Wars take. You watched the first season.
I did watch the first season.
Did any of this get you, suck you in? Anything intrigue you?
Yeah, they're super leaning into the fact that this won Emmys, and this, they know that everyone thinks this is the best thing they've done, and so they're leaning into that with the marketing. And you can tell just by even looking at the trailer that this show, as opposed to, what was that show that I hated?
The Acolyte.
The budgets are just different.
Yes.
This looks a lot better. This looks very well made. They know, like I mentioned earlier, that they had a good thing with that, and they seem confident. Both of the trailers seem confident. Yeah. And there's some cool shots. There's one in that trailer that came out a month ago that I just saw with the TIE fighter inside a building and getting hit. And yeah, I mean, both trailers lean into the Emmy stuff. Yeah, I thought it looked good. I mean, am I excited? I'm never really excited for anything Star Wars, but when you make me watch this, I won't be super mad about it.
No, this is easily, the first season was better than I even thought it could be. Like, it's take Star Wars out of it, and it's a prestige show. It's up there with the other prestige shows. Ruggs, what'd you think? We got Ben Mendelsohn, Krennic is back. You see K2SO, Saul Guerrera, Forrest Whitaker talking like Robert Kennedy Jr. It's great.
Yeah, it's got a stacked cast. Everybody's coming back from the other season that was so good. Cassian Andor is not my favorite character, and neither is the actor Diego Luna who plays him.
You don't like him?
I feel like he's all right. I mean, like, he's fine. He's competent, but he's just like, as I said, he doesn't have that charisma that draws me in. He's kind of like just a horse to follow in this. Yeah. But I think the star of this is Tony Gilroy.
I was going to ask you.
I think that's where you get the prestige from.
Well, what is Tony Gilroy? How does he do this differently than everyone else? Like,
well, he's an accomplished. Like, a lot of these people that they're hiring to do these things are not really accomplished filmmakers that have dealt with big. I mean, he's done like the Bourne films. Right. He's done stuff on Devil's Advocate. He's done stuff in all kinds of different things. Michael Clayton. He's been involved in either production or or direction of all these different major properties with big stars. So he's the prestige, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you have someone with experience and cinematic experience, he brings it to the table. And you could tell he knows what he's an older guy. He's in his 60s. So he's got like a lot of knowledge. And this whole thing with Disney like trying to appeal to a younger audience and make everything dumb and dumb it down and just make it stupid.
Well, he ain't having that.
He's trying to do the opposite.
Yeah.
He's just trying to like use his own sensibilities and say like, listen, I want to do this for a guy my age or a guy in his 40s sitting down watching this that grew up with it and now is like an adult. Like, what do they want to see? They want to see the machinations of what the rebellion is and make it seem like it's a real war.
That's what this feels like. Like somehow he makes it like he's just doing a real historical event. It's so like grounded, the scale, the gravitas, the weight of it. His fucking take on Star Wars is amazing. It's so great. First season, this one ended 2022, even before Last of Us. So we've been waiting a while for this. April 22nd. I'm in on this one, and this one will take us right up to Rogue One. So it's going to jump like a year every few episodes. Wonder, do you think we'll see Darth Vader? Like Darth Vader doesn't seem like a kind of character that would show up in this. And he was
anything can happen.
I mean, they had to add him in Rogue One, and I don't think Gilroy wanted that. They just did it anyways. It was bad.
They might tease him because he's around.
Yeah.
Is Anthony there?
I'm right here.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about Star Wars. That's why you don't hear anything.
He fell asleep.
You got as much as you could get out of me for Star Wars.
But we got like political drama.
But I like Andor.
Yeah,
Andor's good.
As far as Star Wars, it's the best we got right now. So
absolutely,
we got to support it because, look, whether or not it's amazing, it's still the best that we got, and we want them to make more shows like this. So it behooves us to like at least watch it and give it a chance. I think that it's delivered in the past, so I don't really think it'll fall that far. We'll see.
Well, the Acolyte was a dud. Skeleton Crew, people liked. Not a lot of people were talking about it. But this one, I think, will get people back too. It's its own crowd, the adult, like you said, adult Star Wars fans.
Not to go sidetracked here, but from what I see of the box office of Snow White, I think I think that it's more proof that people kind of like they don't want this recycled stuff. They don't want like this like kind of like very formulaic way of doing things. They want people to actually be visionary in what they're doing and not just kind of like, just they're doing this corporate like meeting and demographics based stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of actually what's a good story? What are people craving in a story that's going to be entertaining and going to wrap them in?
No, you got to make algorithm movies. That's what the game is.
That's what they're doing.
That's what Netflix does is make algorithm movies. That's what the Electric State was, and
those are terrible.
Good.
Have somebody who loves Star Wars and knows the lore that wants to make that lore come true. Have someone who loved the Star Wars video games and say, listen, this video game is awesome. Let's bring that to the big screen or expand the world of Star Wars that was in the game. Like, do that. And I mean, Star Wars come out that game that they were making for like years and years.
The one where you can ride around and go anywhere.
Yeah, is anybody talking about that game?
No, but I watched some gameplay and it looks like so much fun. It's like
it looks great, but I don't know anybody that's playing.
Nobody's playing.
I don't know one.
No, maybe it's not out.
So
and then a few weeks ago there was that whole rumor Kathleen Kennedy said she was going to retire at the end of the year, and then she's like, "No, that's not happening. I am looking for my successor, but it's not anytime soon." Because, while her being head of Lucasfilm hasn't been the greatest, she's had some wins.
Just let Amanda Stenberg take over.
No,
he seems like
definitely not that person. Would you give it to Filoni? A lot of people are like, again, it can't be like a creative. It needs to be an executive who understands Star Wars. I don't know.
I don't think Filoni is the guy.
No.
but I don't know who else really loves Star Wars and knows enough about it to really. And I think that you have to know about it. I don't like this idea of you don't have to know about it to make something good. I'm like, I think you can risk it, but I would bet on the person who really, really gets it.
Yeah,
to make it right.
You have to love it. All right. Let's take a
love it for what it is, not what it could be.
Andor is what it could be.
You know, does it need fixing?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I like that he goes, all right.
Right. Abso-fucking-lutely. Let's take a break here. We will play some promos and come back and talk about another Oscar 2025 movie right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Was A Quiet Place inspired by signs it comes at night in War for the Planet of the Apes? Was Ready Player One influenced by Avatar, Wreck-It Ralph, and The Last Starfighter? Is The Hurricane Heist more influenced by Sharknado or Geostorm? These are the kinds of questions my guest co-hosts and I discuss on my podcast, Piecing It Together. Every week, we look at a new movie and try to figure out what other movies inspired it. Whether it's the story, the character development, tone, or even use of music. Every movie was influenced by something that came before it, and we want to figure out what. Check out Piecing It Together on your favorite podcast app or check us out on piecingpod.com. You can also follow us on social media at piecingpod. Piecing It Together is a part of the All Points West podcast network.
What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Throwback Thursday from the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast. Along with my co-host, Bill. Every Thursday, we bring you classic hip-hop.
Classic. Classic.
You know, all the good stuff, the stuff that you forgot about, the golden age, pre-golden age, back to the original era.
For all the pioneers, I'm going way back.
Each week, we bring you hip-hop headlines, so we let you know what's going on with your favorite artists from back in the day. We bring you Wu News. We dedicate an entire segment just to the Wu-Tang Clan every week.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
We bring you 2 records. One is a one and done. One is a record of the week. We give you an artist of the month. We give you all the classics.
Classic. Straight classic.
Come and check us out. Every week we're on iTunes, Stitcher, and at MrThrowbackThursday.com. And if you remember nothing else, always remember, new school stale, old school fresh.
Jock and Nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy the show and you're here every week, this is a great time to join our Patreon fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Jock and Nerd. There's a link in the episode description, and you can give back on a monthly or annual basis and get access to a great community of Patreon producers and extra things like access to an exclusive podcast feed where the shows come out a little bit early, bonus reviews, instant reactions. Ruggs threw up a couple of things this week. Ruggs, what'd you have? You had
Toxic Avenger.
Oh yeah, there's a Toxic Avenger review. Fantastic.
I did the Substance.
You did the Substance and Severance season 2, which we will talk about.
Oh yeah, Severance season
later.
2. Everyone.
Not Deliverance. That's a different one.
Squeal like a pig.
You got a pretty mouth. That's Deliverance. I think that's Deliverance. The Substance, not the Substance. Severance. All these things start with S and end in ants. It's very confusing. What are we talking about? Anyways, yes, Patreon. We got a monthly Discord, lots of other fun stuff. Join up, give back. We appreciate everyone's continued support. jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Okay, let's get to this week's review. We're going to continue our look at some of this year's Best Picture nominees. We did Anora 2 weeks ago, and now it's time for The Substance. Here's your spoilers.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
I like that we do these after the Oscars have happened.
Yeah, whatever.
And they've been out forever.
It's been
and
out
everyone's
forever.
gonna
People
review
have seen it, and it already got nominated and won and lost stuff.
like Johnny Come Latelys.
That's us.
Now it deserves our attention. You know what? In the 5 years in the future, nobody's going to care when they listen to this. Well, there you go. Substance.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's all relative. This movie on Rotten Tomatoes, 89% tomato meter, 75% audience score, popcorn meter. This movie was made for $18 million, and it's another like small, low release indie movie from Mubi Distributed. I'd never heard of Mubi. until this movie came out.
And man boobies.
Man, that's what those are.
Movies.
Movies.
Yeah.
So off of the $18 million, they make $78 million in the closing box office. Not bad. And you can rent it. The movie is written and directed by Coralie Fargeat. How do you say that? Is that right? Fargeat. How do you say this, Anthony?
Yeah.
Give me your best French.
Coralie Fargeat.
Fargeat.
Oh,
just kind of trails off. And your main cast is Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, Dennis Quaid. That's really all you got to worry about. The movie, again, speaking of this year's Academy Awards, 97th just happened. It won the Oscar for Best Makeup and Hairstyling, but was also nominated for Best Picture, Best Original Screenplay, Best Director, Best Actress for Demi Moore. Of course, she lost to Mikey Madison for Andor. We can debate that. This movie's rated R. 2 hours, 12 minutes. Anthony, what happens in The Substance?
The Substance stars Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley and Dennis Quaid and is about an aging movie star. I don't know what she does.
She's an actress. She's just
aging actress that's in her 50s or 60s and has relied on her looks and her body her entire life. And she's getting fired. She's getting phased out. She doesn't look good anymore. That's what they think. And she meets a doctor that has proposed to her a substance that can make her look young again. And she has to deal with the consequences of using this substance and dealing with an alter ego that is younger and maybe has more selfish desires.
Had you ever seen a trailer for this movie before?
No, I didn't know this movie existed until Jared Morris told us about it when we had him on the show.
And that's kind of the perfect way to watch this movie, is not knowing anything. So,
and I still really, other than it being a body horror film and it having Demi Moore, I watched the film the other day without any idea of what's going to happen.
Yes, that's kind of the best way to do it. I watched this the second time for this because I had watched it earlier when the Oscar nominations came out. I got to know, Anthony, right away. This movie ends. What's going through your mind? What'd you think? Overall thoughts?
I was a little hesitant to watch this movie. I'm not a big horror guy. And just right away from even looking at the previews on Amazon Prime, the music was real creepy and it's just looked very off-putting. Mm-hmm. Watched the movie, and I definitely would say I very much appreciate the movie. I think it's very well done. I think it's gross as fuck at times, but by the end I was laughing at how gross it was. There's definitely the body horror element, and if you're squeamish or if you're eating, it's probably not the movie.
Yes.
I read online or I saw someone say, if you're eating, this is not the movie to watch and eat at the same time.
No, you do not eat to this movie or that show, The Pit on Max. Don't eat while watching that TV show either.
So, don't eat. Yeah, it's a gross out body horror movie, but it does have a little bit of a, not like a deep message, but it comments on things and the way society treats older women that have relied on their looks all their life and how they get spit up and spit up and thrown back into society. And then you have the younger self and the selfishness of the younger self and the selfishness of addiction. So there's a lot of themes here that aren't super deep, but overall, I mean, I think it's a bonkers movie. It's very well made. It's that indie, I call it artsy fartsy type of movie.
Yeah.
Where there's certain camera shots and it's in this heightened reality, and there's, it's very off-putting, the entire movie. Even just watching someone eat shrimp is very off-putting. Yep. But I had a good time with it. I think, it's not a movie I'm going to throw on and anyone that comes over, I'm going to be like, hey, you got to watch The Substance with me. But I did appreciate it. I thought it was good. I thought it was very good, and it's definitely fucking gross and kind of bonkers at the end, and I appreciated it.
See, I think it's a great movie to show someone who doesn't know what this movie's about and just be like, dude, just watch this. It's fucking wild.
Well, I don't think anyone can sit there and watch this. I would disagree with that.
Oh,
I think there would be people that would leave them. Yeah, it's not for
interesting. Okay.
You think that's a wild take?
No, I mean, we'll get to the certain point.
How many people love body horror in the world?
But the message is so I feel like every woman needs to
Oh, yeah,
watch
of
this
course.
kind of thing.
And,
right?
and I'll tell you, since I know women,
Yes.
I watched this and then I went to a dinner party and there was a lot of girls there.
Yeah.
And I was talking to them about The Substance.
Yeah.
And they all watched it
Yeah.
and they were like, a lot of them did not like this movie
Yeah.
at all. So I don't know if it really, they're like, no, I didn't really like it.
Huh.
So I don't know what the big deal was. It was really, and so they didn't like it. I thought it was a conflicting film. I was conflicted on it, like most of the time I am, because you got some, especially when you got a movie that has this much substance to it.
It's a lot of substance in there.
It's well shot. It is well directed. It is the sense of the tone of the movie and the music and the way things are introduced, and it's just the cinematography. There's so many great things going for this movie. You got the great cast.
Yeah.
You got, I mean, you have such juxtapositions between horror and beauty.
Yeah, you said that in your Patreon thing, and that's spot on. It's beauty and horror together.
Yeah, and so it's got all that stuff going for it. It's got great performances. It's got suspense. It's got tension. So it's got all the mechanics of a great movie. I don't like the ending.
Yeah, let's just say I knew this had a very contentious last 20, 30 minutes, either makes or breaks the movie for the viewer.
Right. But I also didn't like the beginning either. So I'll get into that right now. They don't really do enough, and they do this on purpose. They leave it like nebulous. They leave it like, you don't know, why would Demi Moore do this? Why would she do this? Because she's not getting anything out of it. Like, there's another person living in her house having all the fun. If she was experiencing the fun,
sure.
But they don't make it seem like she's experiencing anything.
Yeah, that was confusing because initially I thought she was living through the younger girl, but it's clear she's not.
Yeah, and then once you get that feeling that she's not enjoying herself, why would you keep doing it?
So you don't think they don't have a shared consciousness? That was one of my questions.
I mean, not to me from watching the film. I don't really think it's clear that that's happening.
It is ambiguous. I thought the same thing. I think the mental gymnastics I will perform to get there is that there's a small part of her that can feel it, that feels something that is happening. Otherwise, you're right, Ruggs. Why would she let this keep going
Okay,
on?
hold on. Here's my counter, and I kind of have to disagree, Ruggs. As far as character development, I thought the opening montage of this movie is fucking brilliant. The shot
the opening,
of the
but
Hollywood Walk of Fame, right? That whole sequence tells you everything you need to know about Elizabeth Marvel when we meet her. Elizabeth Sparkle. Sorry, not Marvel. That's a different person. That's actually an actor, Elizabeth Marvel. Everything you need to know. She was loved. She was hot. People were talking about her. People stopped talking about her. Her star's cracking. They're spilling food. Now she's done up and she's relegated to fitness shows, a little bit like Jane Fonda. So right away, the whole movie is a great example of show, don't tell. Like, there's a lot of brilliant things. Now, I think she thought what was going to happen was what I imagined was going to happen in this movie, and it completely throws you off. I thought this thing, you inject it, you go to sleep, and you wake up as a younger person, as a younger version of yourself, right? The reveal of what actually happens, that she fucking comes out of the back, is wild, and I did not know that was coming, and I was like, oh, holy shit, it was fucking amazing.
Right. So, like, and even that is improbable and doesn't make sense in any way.
In this reality.
She supposedly, the egg situation, they show you the egg.
The split egg yolk opening.
Where they split into two different people.
Yes.
Okay, fine. But the blood transfusion to your consciousness, none of that really makes any sense.
Well,
but
the switch is weird. Yeah, how it actually happens.
But, like,
you don't got to worry about the mechanics.
Regardless, you got to go along with this suspension of disbelief. So you got to, as I said, you got to take the basic premise. I said this in my review. Like, a movie has to,
again.
As a big ask. It every movie that's not real about reality and that's whatever has a big ask. It asks you to, like, go along the ride for this. Believe this thing. We believe Superman can fly. You believe this, but, like, then, like, once you believe that, other things have to kind of exist in a reality so you can kind of go along with it. So yeah, I'll believe that Demi Moore can split into two people.
Yeah.
But I don't like the reason for it. And I don't think she's getting anything out of it.
Yeah. In fact, it's hurting her, right? As you see.
Yeah.
But-
and it's just like, it just seems like, why would she do this? And I feel like that, and if I was Margaret Qualley and I knew that I was actually, fucking up the balance and this and that, I would probably not be as reckless, right?
Yeah, but she's young, impetuous.
I think that's
being
the
loved.
Margaret Qualley is young. She's a younger version of herself. She's also addicted to that version of herself.
Yes.
So it's similar to, I saw it as, it's similar to someone that's an addict.
Yeah.
Whether it be alcoholism, whatever, you name it, where they're just living for that next high. And it's clear to me she's like, I will drain the juice out of Demi Moore to live because I just need to get to the next thing. I need to get to the evening show. I need to get to New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I just need to get to the next thing. And then when I get there,
And
I'll worry about what happens next later.
Well, okay, fine. Even if I go along with that she's addicted and she went to the point of like creating a monster.
Yeah.
Right.
A version of herself and being fine with that. Like not being, just like now this girl who's completely so disgusted by Demi Moore, but she's okay with being a monster and decides to show up at the show. Like she's gone crazy at this point, I guess.
I think she's just gone crazy.
And
the other people, they just they don't seem to notice. Like the guy opens the door for her.
Well, I think a little bit of it is hallucination when it's her point of view.
No, I know that there's a point where she's wearing the thing she's
But they
imagining.
do end
people
up
in the
screaming
hallway.
at her, and you get that crazy ending.
Well, I think just stay there real quick before you switch.
Yeah.
I think to that point, it's supposed to be this like heightened reality.
Yeah.
Like for example, we don't know what show this is. Why are they looking for new actresses on the back of a newspaper?
Yeah.
Like these are all. It's not supposed to be a real reality. So I think
No, but I mean, as I said, you make your own rules, you don't break them.
right.
So the fact that this whole place is all about beauty, right? Like an old lady is terrible, but this gigantic monster, they just let it in, and
She had a good disguise, man.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
She had credentials.
I mean, she's walking in, but also it's an evening New Year's Eve show, and everyone has their top off. Which, by the way, I was not complaining.
Why was there topless dancers at this New Year's Eve show? It was amazing.
Wait,
It's crazy.
What is that about? What channel is that? What New Year's show is that?
I didn't see that on Dick Clark's fucking Rockin' New Year's. The fuck is this?
Yeah.
Look, that whole scene. First of all, you never make a copy of a copy. Everybody knows that. That was when she made that decision. I was like, "Oh, girl,
but she's an addict. She's doing that.
She's an addict. She loves being loved, right? And even Elizabeth Marvel could have stopped. To give her Sparkle. Sorry, Elizabeth could have stopped. They give her several. There were several times, and she decides to keep going, even though she's withering and she's fucking up her life.
That's why I think there's a small part of her that's living it.
Yeah,
because otherwise, like Rugg said earlier, it doesn't make any sense why she would go back to it. This person is clearly killing her, and if she doesn't have any recollection of it, I choose to believe that she in her dream, there's a part of her that's feeling.
So
this.
there, and then you have these scenes that are these like transformation nightmares when shit was going bad, right? They would each have one as they were switching, like the chicken leg coming out, or I forgot what her other one was.
I've never seen a movie make food more gross.
Oh my God. So I love the sound design. Like you said, Dennis Quaid, close-up shot, just devouring these shrimps, made me want to vomit. But
I mean, how many shrimp did he eat?
I think that he had to have crushed 35.
I read a thing.
And he had to have eaten the shell.
Well, and there was multiple takes, so I read a thing. He actually ate like 4 pounds of fucking shrimp doing the multiple takes of this.
Oh, wow. I would have quit right there.
Yes, doing the multiple takes.
But let's talk about the juxtaposition.
Okay.
You got gross out blood, nightmarish imagery. You have
a sexy music video right in the
then
middle.
You got Margaret Qualley, which is she's wearing prosthetic boobs.
Yes, we see both of them nude,
know.
and we're sorry to bust anyone's bubble. Those are prosthetic boobs. They look great though.
He busted mine before the show. I thought they were her real boobs. I thought they were her real fake boobs.
That's why they won the Oscar for makeup and hairstyling. I think
that's not why they won the Oscar.
Part of it. It's part of it.
But
they were very convincing, and you really don't notice. But Demi Moore being nude is so very brave. And then the juxtaposition of Margaret Qualley's Bali and her being like, "This is me now," like that whole sequence was great.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to, the way they shoot it. It's just lingering on her ass and tits and ass and tits.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just even that. It's great. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy
It's
looking at it.
purposely male gaze shot. You know?
Yes, but it's also purposely like gratuitous.
Right.
Like the whole movie, I feel like there's comedic elements.
Yeah.
And there's stuff that's beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to. The whole movie, I was uneasy the entire time, which I think.
They're juxtaposing these two things. Yeah. They're showing you extreme gore, then they're showing you extreme glam.
Mm-hmm.
They're showing you the horror of what women go through, and then the kind of this ageism,
ageism in Hollywood.
Yeah. So it's like the youth and the exploitation of youth and all that stuff. So it's got a lot of substance to it. It's got a lot of. I said it a second time, but it is interesting. It makes for an interesting film.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot going for it, even though I think it's a little bit flimsy in spots.
I just love this Coralie Fargeat. This is her singular kind of vision, right?
You have to watch Revenge.
I want to watch Revenge because I love this. I love her view. I love her point of view. She's a blend of, there's some Kubrick. There's straight up like shots from The Shining, Stanley Kubrick. There's David Cronenberg. You got John Carpenter in there, Darren Aronofsky, little Coen brothers. And I saw this also as, would you call this like a modern day monster movie? Like this monster is created because of society.
Yeah.
And
it's a body horror movie.
It's body horror. But like you said, Ruggs, the cinematography, the lighting, a lot of those are practical effects. She did as much as she could. The suit work was amazing. I love that there's not a lot of dialogue. It's very interesting. There's not that many lines.
Well, one of the scenes I think really stands out. I mean, there's all the obvious stuff, especially in the finale, right? With the monster or the monster.
We can talk about
Monstro Lizasu and all that. But I think one of the best scenes is when Demi Moore is back as as Elizabeth Sparkle, not Marvel, Imran, and she's feeling down on herself, and she's getting abused by her younger version of herself. So she decides to hit up that dude,
Fred.
To go on a date because that's the only guy that still kind of views her as beautiful. By the way, side note, Demi Moore is great in this, but maybe you should cast an actress that doesn't look as good as Demi Moore because there's still a lot of people that would fuck Demi Moore. Anyways,
absolutely. Yeah.
When Demi Moore has that scene where she's about to go out and she's looking in the mirror and she's like happy with herself, and then she keeps looking in the mirror and finding something wrong and changing herself, and by the end she's just fucking like messing up her face and misses the date.
So good.
I thought that was a great scene without any dialogue.
Yep.
And I also think it's somewhat relatable to everybody because there are times in every person's life where you look in the mirror and you're like, I'm having a bad fucking hair day. I just don't look good. And you keep fucking changing how you look and it never works. She just takes it to the nth degree where she's like messing up her face like the Joker by the end. I thought she was going to rip off her face.
No, and she's
getting really uncomfortable.
Yeah, if you read the behind the scenes, they did so many takes where she was starting to bruise her skin and they had to stop. But that's your Oscar moment, man. That performance, the
she does one of the
vulnerability that she shows, like you feel it.
I think it had to be the director that was the draw, because if anybody ever saw Revenge, it's a pretty crazy movie, but it's also very well done. And maybe that's what got to get Demi Moore to commit to doing something like this. Like she had to love the script, or she had to love the director, or maybe the director was able to connect with her and make her feel like, yo, you should go for this.
Well, what's the last thing though on that note that Demi Moore's really been in that's been anything?
Oh, that is a very good question. And she's in Landman. I forgot.
Yeah,
she's in 10 episodes. Okay. So there was
I'm talking about on movie.
Yeah,
what
so
movie
the
has she been in?
Oh, she was in the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. She had that small cameo.
But again, what's her movie?
There's something called Please Baby Please, Songbird from 2020, 2022, but nothing. The biggest
the movie that I heard that was like the biggest one she'd been in a while was Charlie's Angels. So that's 2003.
That is probably right. Yes,
she was in Charlie's Angels full.
So I think she takes this role because one, she's not getting a lot of good roles.
Yeah.
Two, it's kind of synonymous or equal to what's happened in her career.
Yeah, it's absolutely meta. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
She was a smoking hot Brat Pack girl.
Yep.
relied on her looks. 90s movies.
Yep.
All those movies she made were all about her looks, really.
Yeah.
And then now she's kind of washed, right?
It's the perfect casting. I think she's the perfect for this. She probably saw it and felt connected
herself in the
Yes,
role,
because
yeah.
of that.
Or maybe the role was written for her. I don't know. I don't know the behind the scenes.
And I
for
mean,
that.
it's so meta because she's pulling in a lot from her own. And then even at the point that she loses the Oscar to 25-year-old Mikey Madison, I was like, fucking
She
came
took
true.
off her top in
Yes,
her movie.
Yes, she did too. They both did. Again, Demi Moore needs to win an Oscar in a movie where she takes off a top. There's a lot of those. Go look them up. But
Should we talk about that ending scene?
yes,
the last 30 minutes.
Yes, because
The mechanics on that, I don't understand how they both can be alive at the same time.
that part was crazy when they're like, you can't be awake at the same time, and suddenly they are, and Sue is just like, I gotta kill this old bitch.
Eats the shit.
Jason, that suit is crazy, and she's like, I gotta kill it.
Demi Moore walking around like she's the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
So good. Look great. And then she gets her face smashed into the mirror several times.
Several times.
Do you remember the old man from the Great Adventure commercials?
Oh yeah, the dancing dude. She
that's
looked
Demi
like
Moore
that. Yes. Yes, she looked just like that guy. But the attack is, I mean, she's covered in blood. So that was fucking wild. And then I love when she's run out of spinal fluid. Oh, the whole of the spinal fluid getting more and more gross as she kept going. It was fucking.
I mean, there's so many things in terms of. I mean, you have needles, you have fingernail removal.
Yes. Oh, then her teeth fall out.
Yeah.
Her fingernails are coming out. Her ears fall off.
Ears fall off.
She's got to make a copy of a copy. Not a good idea. Remember, you used to dub VHS tapes back in the day. The copies were never good. Just gets degraded. Never make a copy of a copy. So then Monstro Eliza Sue is a fucking wild, wild thing. And at this point, I think this is the point where you're either howling and you're in for the ride.
When she's doing her hair
and putting on her
that's
earring.
gonna help.
I love she had the earring and she's like, where's my ear, do you think? Oh,
Yeah.
it's right here.
It was just beyond me. Like the character that all is about the beauty is like not noticing that they look like this thing.
I mean, Elizabeth's face is on her back and she puts the dress back on.
Oh, yeah.
And glues a photo of Elizabeth onto her face. That's an interesting choice. Like, it wasn't of Sue.
You ever notice that the photo of Demi Moore gets more and more ugly as the movie goes on? It's like the Dorian Gray
Yes,
thing.
it's very picture of Dorian Gray is another inspiration. Absolutely.
Or Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah. The moment, again, so a little bit of hallucination. She goes out, there's topless dancers, and then she's talking, and then a boob just falls out. A detached fucking boob. What?
Oh, shit.
What? That was wild. I was like, what the fuck? And then people finally start screaming, calling her a monster, and a guy knocks her head off, and then it regrows. Like, this is like John Carpenter's The Thing. And then the arm snaps off, and like Carrie or any Stephen King movie just douses the entire audience. Blood.
When she douses the entire audience in blood, I started laughing.
I was howling. You definitely should be howling at this point.
I needed to have a reaction. I wasn't laughing at the film as this is a joke.
Yeah.
But I was just so flabbergasted by how it got there.
Yes.
That I couldn't help but laugh.
I think it audibly said, "Get the fuck out of here."
I was like, holy shit, what is happening? They used over 5,000 gallons of fake blood. That was all practical scene right there. And actually doused everyone. Holy shit. And then she's running down the street. She's disintegrating, limbs snapping off. And then she falls and kind of pops like a pus blister. And then her face part starts to crawl away. And it just poetically lands right where we started, on top of Elizabeth Sparkle's Hollywood star, and just dissolves. And then there's the street
like
cleaner.
a placenta that's moving around.
I don't know. It's got little arms and it just scooches around. And then
it's pretty nasty.
The funniest bit is the street cleaner just comes by and wipes her up, and her career, the whole movie ends where it starts. Now, a lot of people hated this ending, and a lot of people were just laughing like us. I fucking loved it. I thought it was, the thing is, I think the studio wanted her to change it, but this is Corley's movie. And I think she was like, this, it was maybe a little too indulgent.
Change it to what?
I don't know. It's maybe a little too indulgent and wild, but this is what they want to do it.
You mean Change it from
What
her
else?
turning into a monster.
What else could you would have to change all like that whole sequence?
Who wanted her to change it?
The studio, maybe I believe, was like pushing
See,
back.
I would have. This is how I would have ended the movie.
Okay.
I would have. I would have. I don't know if I would have had that last transformation, but if I did, if that was the only way to go, I would have had, instead of her showing up thinking that she's going to be on the show, that she shows up wanting to kill the guy.
Oh,
that
Randy
runs the
Quaid.
place. Yes, and then so because she did all this because of him, because he fired her.
Well, she heard him in the bathroom.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so she wants to get revenge. So she doesn't go there trying to be like a pretty girl. Look at me, I'm pretty. She goes there as a monster and kills everyone.
That monster was both of them, right? Or was
Right.
it was Sue and Elizabeth?
Yes, it was
both
like a
in
combo.
there.
Yeah, I think the monster's just nuts.
It's so great though.
No, I'm saying in two ways.
Yeah.
The monster in the film is
Yeah,
nuts,
yeah.
but then also obviously it's a nuts scene.
I did not think that was going to happen. Like a lot of watching this movie the first time, I was like,
Yeah, it was
I
a
did not
big
think
ask
that was
for me
gonna
to
happen.
believe that she wanted to be a beautiful girl admired on this in this New Year's show. I mean, even if she was crazy,
So, okay.
mentally crazy. I don't know. It's just
The one a little stretch part is like she does terminate it. She gets the termination kit and injects her, and then immediately regrets it.
Right, because she sees herself and sees that she has a New Year's show.
She says, everyone's gonna love you." She sees the card. I mean, before she covered up everything of Elizabeth. But then instantly she's like, "No, I need to be loved," and then they do the thing. So that was an interesting choice because you got to bring her back. You fucking terminated her.
Well, once they announced the New Year's show, I went there. Something's happening during this New Year's
Or
show.
like the night before, right? Yeah.
No, I'm
Goes
saying
right up to it.
I thought she was going to transform during the New Year's show.
Oh, she's just gonna
But
fall apart.
Obviously, they did it a little prior, but yeah, I mean, it's a wild movie.
It's a wild movie.
It's wild that movie got nominated for Best Picture. I don't know how, Imran, you think this is a watchable movie for everyone that exists, but most people would not want to go and
I
sit
feel
down.
like it's an important movie to watch. But yeah, I mean, it's Gerald Morris.
It's an interesting movie.
It's
I
an
don't know if
interesting
it's
movie.
important.
Gerald Morris did say, the Academy has a bias towards horror films, so that I'm also surprised.
I mean, you don't
they
need him to
picked
say
this.
that.
Yeah,
There's only
obvious.
ever been one movie that's ever won the Oscar that was a horror film, and that was Silence of the Lambs. And that's a
Whoa.
debatable horror film.
Yeah, that's more of like a
Thriller.
Psychological thriller. Here's some unanswerable questions. She builds a whole fucking secret room, pours concrete and all this all by herself.
yeah, that's great.
It's interesting.
She just starts
It's like perfect.
fucking doing construction.
Yes, it's just with that sledgehammer. And I was like, that's a flat concrete floor in there. Did she pour that? How did she get what the hell happened?
She's not even looking at like a phone or
she
directions.
just knows.
Maybe she's restored a bunch of houses. We don't know about her backstory.
That
but
little
like,
dream sequence where she brings the guy home and he unzips the back of her thing and her guts just fall out the back. That's fantastic. The next door neighbor is also great. He's like, I got a big hammer.
You only had one unanswerable question?
No, there's a couple more. How many other people are doing this? Because we meet the young male nurse guy who's creepy, and then she meets him later as the old man.
Yeah.
So I'm like, holy shit, how many people? So she's
You probably
503.
could have paused the thing and saw how many mailboxes.
Yeah,
there
if
were.
she's 503, his card was like 207. So there's like at least 500, if not more, people just walking around.
There weren't that many mailboxes.
No, they weren't. I like the whole pickup and that you don't really meet them. And I love every time they call customer service complaining, the guy's like, you got to remember, there's no she or you. You are one.
Well, I like that
Fucking
they
work it out.
always start and complain, and then they say their real name, and then they don't get an answer until they say their number.
Oh, and then they're like,
Was that 503? And then the guy starts responding.
Yeah, it was very like, I don't know. I like that.
yeah, how are these guys getting paid?
Oh, well, I don't know. She filled something out. They have her mailing address.
I think
Did
they're
she
just
pay for
mad
this?
scientists, and
Yeah.
they like fucking with the world.
Testing. They're like, you want to try this? But like in the,
This is all very ambiguous. The movie is somewhere, we presume in LA. We don't know what time period this is.
Right.
We don't know how morning shows with fitness suddenly make you the most popular person in the world to host the New Year's show.
Yeah.
Like there's so many, it's just a very off the wall type of movie.
it's
odd
not
reality.
It's an art piece.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be real. But
No.
But it's hard to just take it for what it is because I don't know. I just feel like
there are leaps in logic.
Yeah,
but it's satirical. It's commentary a little bit. I made me think of Ozempic and all the.
It's definitely there's definitely commentary on.
You know,
I mean, but the commentary, I guess, besides Rug Boy's criticism, which I think are valid, I think the commentary almost beats you over the head. Like it's not very subtle.
Sure,
and maybe it could have been a little more subtle, but I think it at least has something to say where it's not just fully reliant on the horror aspect.
It absolutely has something to say, and she has a point of view. And I mean, this is an auteur picture.
Oh, 100%.
And it's fantastic. So I can't wait to see what she does next. I want to check out Revenge.
What's your real quick, your favorite body horror movie?
Oh, see, I'm not a big body horror guy, but The Thing, it made me think of The Thing, The Fly. Also, it reminded me of The Fly. That's a good body horror movie. Classic. Rugs?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really into body horror movies.
Anybody see that Caterpillar where they fucking tape your ass to the...
That's not. Is that body horror?
That's a Human Centipede.
Human Centipede, not Caterpillar.
Then you got like the Walrus. That's Tusk.
Tusk, yeah.
That Kevin Smith did. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of those movies.
I'm not either. So,
I mean, they say that The Thing is a body horror. Annihilation is body horror to The Fly.
Yeah.
Under the Skin. That one was. I mean, is that body horror? It's just there is an aspect. Jennifer's Body. I don't know. Is that
Jennifer's Body horror? There's a movie you're not mentioning that we reviewed. That's a body horror movie.
What's that one?
Street Trash.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I was about to say Street Trash.
Street Trash.
That reminded me of Street Trash. That was bad.
Well, the OG body horror movies would be Frankenstein and Wolfman.
Wolfman, definitely. Yeah. Frankenstein. Yeah. I mean, I think the classic is The Fly and The Thing are probably
The Fly and The Thing are the Thing. I think is probably the best.
Any movie where there's a transformation, I guess, could qualify.
Sure.
Yep.
But it's like I don't watch movies for this aspect. I mean, I would say that The Fly is a good body horror movie. The Thing is a good one.
They got Upgrade in here in top body horror movie picks. Is that body horror?
Slightly.
Alien.
I don't know.
Alien, The Blob, stuff like Alien is body. I mean, that's body horror. They're pulling from body horror.
Yeah.
With some of those stunts. So, yeah. Anything else about this movie? Let's do final thoughts. Give me a rating, Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, this is a movie for sure, not in a bad way. This is a movie going experience, not for the faint of heart. Definitely wild and wacky and artsy fartsy and a lot of good performances. Definitely some leaps in logic. I don't think it's a perfect film, but one of the more unique films you will ever see. If you're not watching a ton of horror, or if you're going into this and going, oh, it's nominated for Best Picture, I wonder if this is another one of those Oscar dramas. Oh, it's not. It's definitely not. I'm glad to have watched it. I would rate it an 8.5 out of 10.
All right. Rugs.
And amongst the Oscar films that I've seen this year, Andor, Dune, and Striptease. No, sorry, Striptease is not
it's a great Demi Moore movie.
And with Substance, I would probably rank Andor. I'd rank this third amongst those three, but it's not like this is a bad movie. This is a good movie.
Okay. Rugs, final thoughts. Give me a number.
Thought it was a very interesting film. Lots of memorable cinematography, editing. I loved Margaret Qualley in this. She's one to watch.
She's gonna be a breakout. Yeah, definitely started paying attention.
She's been in a lot of things.
Qualley.
Once upon a time in
Everybody's
Hollywood.
been in that movie.
And other stuff. Lots of other things.
This is her breakout thing, right? Like Mikey Madison for Honora. This is her.
Yeah, this is her breakout. But unfortunately, she's a breakout with fake boobs with prosthetics.
Don't expect that. Just get the same makeup.
You can't
guy.
expect that in every film. But
daughter of Andy McDowell. Also, we got to mention.
But she's got a charm. She's definitely charming, and she's got a look. So she's gonna do well. I want to say an 8.
This isn't a Margot Robbie / what's her name? The girl Sydney Sweeney type, where it's the real boobs that you saw. Unfortunately,
these are idealized perfect boobs because that's the character. Would you say 8?
Yeah, I'll give it an 8. It's a solid recommend. It's a good movie. Even though I have my problems with it, because of it's so ambiguous that You can't really, and I hate that. Like make a decision, make a decision, make a choice. But that's why it took off a point or two.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good. You should check it out. It's definitely memorable.
Yeah, I love this movie. It's fucking wild, unexpected, surprising. It's got commentary. It's got great practical effects. And yeah, it was just a fun fucking ride. And I love talking about it. I'm going to give it a 9. That was fucking great. Love The Substance. And
I can't wait to see more movies from this director, though.
Yes, like I said, I can't wait to see what her next thing is.
It's just sad that every movie that is made by this director is all about gore.
Oh, really? Revenge is also? That's her thing.
Oh,
huh?
yeah, it's bloody as hell.
Oh, she likes that. That's
but
fun.
it's also naked. There's like naked women and blood in all of her movies.
Beauty
right?
and horror is her
Yeah.
themes. And to rank it up to this year's Oscar movies, like, I don't know, like this, I like this as much as I like the Nora, but for like different reasons, completely different reasons. So they're all good movies. I don't know. I'm not gonna rank.
Well, way to rank it there, everyone.
I don't know. Man, it's hard because I still want to see, because I've seen 4. I still want to see the others, but
What 4 have you seen?
Nora,
Yeah.
Enclave,
Oh, you see
Dune Part 2, and The Substance. Wicked is, I think, coming out on Peacock. It's out now.
It's out on
now.
Peacock.
Nora is on Hulu.
I watched Wicked.
Oh,
I
yeah, you saw it. So
Oh yeah, we know he doesn't like it.
we know what you think about Wicked. Let's find out what you think about other things. Let's finish with some what are we watching, fellas. Anthony, you caught up? You guys caught up Daredevil?
I watched 20 minutes of Daredevil, so I forgot that I didn't watch the entire thing yesterday.
Okay.
So I will let you guys talk about it, and I will.
Well, I will
just say la 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 in my own head until you guys are stopped.
We'll try not to spoil too many things, but
go ahead, no, talk about it.
Rugs, what do you think so far? We got Frank, we got John Bernthal, with a great scene combined with a really weird theft of Fiddle Faddle. Which you
got the Fiddle Faddle.
I was confused
thing.
what the point of that was. I mean, I get it.
That was a huge waste of time. But then you get to the scene with Frank, and it does to me. I'm sorry to piss on everybody's cornflakes, but I just don't see Punisher in this version. He's too emotional.
He yells a lot, doesn't he?
He yells a lot. The Punisher's stoic. The Punisher's a military dude. The Punisher is a means to an end. And you're giving the character more to do, but it's also like it doesn't remind me of the character at all.
I will agree, but his chemistry with Charlie Cox and like whatever take he's taken on his character, I kind of enjoy. Like that was a great scene.
Yeah, I know. It happens a lot where they go in a different direction and they're like, well, this is now this is the character now.
Right.
And it works for what they're doing, but it's just not the character. So it's one of those things. It's like conflicting.
He's getting a special presentation, Punisher, John Bernthal, like they did with the Werewolf by Night and the Guardians holiday thing. They're going to do one with the Punisher. But already, look, what we're seeing is, so I read that whole sequence was shot for a later episode, and then they brought it forward and they had to reshoot some things. But you're still seeing large pieces being moved around and the puzzle being reformed. And it could be a mess, and I don't think it is. But that's probably what that whole Fiddle Faddle thing was, where the point it was just when he was like, I steal some cereal and you're going to spend 5 times that just to put me in jail. Like, I'm not taking a plea or whatever I want.
But like, that's the thing. Like, yeah, if you were the first offender, but you're constantly getting in trouble.
He had a long rap sheet, but he would argue that because he gets in trouble is why he can't like get his food stamps, and he's just, he was hungry, and this is why he's doing all these things. I don't know. But it was just, it took a lot. It was a big part of the episode, and I was like, that's interesting. What's all this going on? But I think the back half is a little more together focused, because this is like where they stopped shooting the first half before they started redoing it. There will be 2 episodes next week. 5 and 6 are coming out. And then they're going to go back to single episodes. The 20 minutes you saw, Anthony, any comment?
I wanted to see Matt hook up with the girl he was flirting with to negotiate down the guy's.
Dude, this guy flirts with everybody. You got a girlfriend, bro.
The guy's sentence or whatever, his punishment, because that girl was cute. And Matt Murdock, blind, suave, dude.
The
That's for sure.
swagger. The swagger. He just comes in going, I'm going to throw on this charm and get this guy's thing reduced. No problem.
Girls like blind dudes.
Yeah. Yes, I guess. And I forget, like, if I ever see him playing a sighted person, it's going to be weird because he's so good. Like,
He was on Boardwalk Empire.
I actually think he's actually blind. Like, he does it that well.
No, he's not.
I know. Did you see any of the Fisk, the children singing shit? That was hilarious.
No, the last Fisk scene I saw was them in counseling.
Okay, right.
Talking about Adam.
There's some, yes. Oh, okay. Well, there's stuff about that at the end. There's some really funny scenes with Fisk and singing children. So, anyways. Okay, moving on, Roggs. You did a Patreon reaction to Severance.
Yeah.
Season 2 finale. Spoilers here.
Spoiler alert.
Everybody's talking about this.
It is the show of the moment.
Having binged all of it and caught up, what do you think as a season finale and as overall?
I'm like, I'm conflicted about it. I'm not saying that a lot today, but like, yeah, like there's things that are great. It's good when there's at least things that are great about a show.
Yeah.
And it really did keep me hooked in, but I did think that there was like at least 3 episodes that were just filler, or they decompressed it so much that like it was like I'm like, just get to the fucking point.
Yeah, it was a little,
right?
it was a little padded in those. Yeah.
So yeah, that's not good in a show when you're doing that.
Yeah.
When you can have all this other stuff happen that's more cool, but you're just kind of like lingering on these stories that nobody cares about, that, and you're not even, if it's worth it to get the exposition, but like you could have just handled that so much better and gotten us more other things that we would have enjoyed, but maybe they didn't have anything.
Your theory was kind of correct, Rux.
I know.
The numbers are personalities, different personalities. So a couple of things I loved. We finally find out what the fucking goats are for. They did answer some questions, right? They kind of answered what he's doing, but you don't know why.
They sacrificed the goats for what?
For ritualistic reasons. I don't know. But you get the great Gwendolyn Christie, Brianna Tarth in this episode. I love that we got a fight scene, like a fucking violent. You never got a fight scene in this show.
No,
the big dude is just fucking taking out Mark, and then he's gonna fight Brianna Tarth. It's amazing.
It was good. There was the season finale was good because they had like the guy dancing again, and
Milchick with
marching band.
The marching band's fantastic. Him actually finally having a conversation with his Audi via video camera, fucking brilliant. That was a fucking great sequence.
Right, but I'll tell you where this all falls apart for me is that the convenient writing. So let's say, all right, we've been introduced to all of these different things. Not only that, but you got what's her name there?
Heliar.
No, the Patricia Arquette character.
Miss Cobell.
Miss Corbell. Yeah. She's there and she knows everything about,
yes, she does.
About Severance.
Yes. She invented it.
And the only option that they gave him is like, okay, either you I could terminate you forever or whatever, or you could do that. No, I'm like, there's so many other things that you can do. Like you can see that you could sever people anywhere. And they could be out in the real world.
They've done that, yes.
And then you could even have people go into the severed floor.
You could have separate severed stations set up.
Like
everywhere.
there were other solutions there that probably would have gotten like the innies and the outies to kind of like work together.
Yeah, but and then the ending is wild. But the thing is, the show is about this office. You got to stay in the building, like.
Yeah, like
he decided because he loves Heliar. And part of it, I understand. Like, he's like, if we integrate, I'm just going to be a part of you. What happens to me? They have rights. The innies, he's in love with Heliar, not Gemma. And he chose to stay in this prison at the end. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's
ends like The Graduate almost.
I think it's dumb, but like, yeah.
Okay, wait. Here's a couple things I loved. Mark S. got to bang Heliar and Helena, the same woman, 2 different personalities. I was like, you go, Mark S. He pulled that fucking stunt off. And then when Mr. Milchick tells the guy, what does he say? Devour feculence, which is the best way to tell someone to eat shit.
Eat shit.
Fantastic. Yeah. The verbosity and the language. And it's just a weird fucking show.
He caught some steam from Keir.
Praise Keir, everyone.
Because Keir was like goofing on him what they had the animatronic here.
Yeah, but it was Drummond who was doing that voice, I believe. But Ben Stiller did the voice. But yeah, he was fucking with Milchick.
No, the voice is not done by Ben Stiller of Kier. There's a guy that all of those things are based on.
But I thought Drummond, the big dude, was doing the voice for Kier.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, I don't know.
There is a guy, maybe they want you to think that, but there's a guy an actor that they hired that's never been on screen.
Oh,
they modeled Kier. He does the voice of Kier.
Oh, interesting.
And everything. So there is an old god guy that they have somewhere stashed away that they haven't used yet.
I think it's a fucking original, unique, fun, quirky show. It's a lot of fun to watch. Puzzles. It's a puzzle show.
It's good, but I just don't get it. I don't get what they're doing. Like, I don't understand. Like, this is my interpretation of what the end game is.
Yeah, I don't know what Lumen does or what Cold Harbor was.
Lumen wants to enslave people.
Okay.
All right. But they want to trick people into getting enslaved. So what they do is that they have this thing called severance that allows you to avoid any kind of disturbance and pain. So they're taking Gemma and running her through the mill of the most painful shit that you can do to someone.
She did. Those were
if she remembers.
Those are 24 different personalities they put in her.
So imagine how many slaves you can get.
Yeah,
you can get different slaves to do. You could have slave. You train them in one thing, and then they don't remember, and then train them in another skill, and just keep using them and using them and using them. And they wouldn't even know that they're being enslaved.
Yeah.
So, or treated horribly, or let's say like the working conditions are terrible, but you never know because they only know that one reality. So I think that's what they're trying to do. They want to make sure not only that they can enslave people and get, but they're going to market it as freeing people from pain,
escape from your life.
So that's what the end game of Lumen is.
Okay.
But I don't know what's their end game. Like, what are they trying to do with these people? Like, do what? Like, it seems like everything on the severed floor is all about keeping people is testing other people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Testing Gemma.
Yeah.
So what do they actually want them to do? That's what I'm interested in. What's the real end game? This is just like a testing facility.
Maybe they'll tell us next season.
All right.
Anthony, you watch anything else?
No.
No. Rags, watching Reacher?
Watch Reacher.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was fun. Another fun episode of Reacher where him and his partner, the cop, are trying to get this deal done.
Oh, right. To get to Teresa.
But they got bamboozled and they went to the wrong spot.
Yes.
Now they got to double back.
They're on it and they don't know where it is.
The big finale is going to happen at the mansion. Where the deal.
Yeah. It's good.
So that should be cool.
All right. I finished Adolescence on Netflix, that 4-episode show that's a continuous shot. Stephen Graham is fucking good. It's heavy material. And I recommend anyone who has like a teenage boy, like a 12, 13-year-old, if you're a parent, like a 13-year-old boy right now, you should probably watch this because it's not what
it's based on a real thing.
Yeah, well, he said he read a couple of articles and kind of Stephen Graham even wrote it. He plays the father, and he kind of put this story together. And bro, it's heavy, but it's so good. The acting, the writing, the camera work, the one take, fucking phenomenal.
I might give that a try.
And then last night I watched Heretic on Max. That's that one with
that good?
Hugh Grant, Sophie Thatcher. It's actually really good. It's like a psychological thriller horror. Not really horror. Basically, these Mormon girls just picked the wrong house to try to talk to the Church of Latter-day Saints about. And Hugh Grant is a dude who's been studying religions, and he kind of questions their whole belief structure, their belief in God and in religion. Teases them with, I may have found the one true religion, and then just fucks with their head in his house. It's crazy. But this movie does things like, again, what we talk about, Ruggs, a normal horror movie where you're like, if you're the girls, this is creepy, get the fuck out. This movie, while you're thinking that, the girls do it, and then there's a reason they can't. It has thought about this. So some of the stuff, it's well set up and played out, and some really interesting discussions about the nature of religion and belief and different versions of religion. There's a great
I
analogy.
might check that out.
I thought it was pretty good. And
I heard a lot of good things
the
about
two
it.
girls are good. Of course, Sophie Thatcher on Yellow Jackets, which I'm also watching season 3. Fantastic show. I fucking love that show. It's a lot of fun. So I'm busy with all that shit, but that's it.
I watched
Just
the
those
Toxic
17 things. Yeah.
I watched the Toxic Avenger.
Oh, yeah. Does that hold
Because
up?
it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
They're all on Peacock. All the Toxic Avenger and all the Trauma films
Oh, really?
are on Peacock. And I was like, you know what? There's a new Toxic Avenger coming out with what's his
Peter
name?
Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
Yes.
And let me just go watch the old one. It's only like a quick movie. Oh my God, it's worse than I remembered. It's the worst movie, worst acting you'll ever see in a movie. But I think it might be on purposely bad.
I mean, I always thought this was on purpose B camp movie.
Oh my
You know, they
God,
didn't have
it's
any
so
money.
bad. You gotta watch it. It's
I
wild.
believe
But like
didn't James Gunn work here while they were making this
yes.
also?
So many people came through Trauma.
Yeah.
But it's filmed in New Jersey. It's terrible. It's just crazy. This nerd gets transformed into a hulking mutant, and that has a very like pleasant voice. He talks like that.
I mean,
and
it's a superhero movie.
yeah, and he goes out every night and kills people that are assholes
With a mop?
with mops. Yes. And then I also watched Den of Thieves Pantera.
Oh, the second one.
That just I think came out on Netflix.
So I watched the first one. How's the second one?
It's long.
It's long.
I'll tell you that. They made this into a fucking opera.
Dude,
but
the
like,
first one was long too.
But yeah, it's a long ass movie about people who do heists.
Right.
And you got Gerard Butler, you got Ice Cube's kid, O'Shea Jackson Jr.,
Yep.
and nobody else that you ever heard of. It takes place in France. And yeah, it's the whole thing about the cop trying to find the guy who's going to commit the biggest robbery ever. And it goes on for like almost 3 hours, but it's pretty
Does
good.
he go undercover and try to?
I watched it in bits, so I didn't
Yeah.
get bored. But
How's the action?
There's hardly any action.
There's hardly any action, so it's all
No.
just like this tense gangster drama.
There's like one good action scene at the end.
Huh.
A small action scene in the beginning, and then there's the heist, which is it's an action scene, I guess, if you want to call it an action scene, but there's the heist, which is like a lot of shit
2
going
hours,
on.
24 minutes. Would you recommend?
Only if you really like heist movies and you like the first Den of Thieves. But I could see a lot of people not sitting through this movie.
Yeah, the first one was okay. It was a little bit long for me, but there was some good shit. But I didn't.
It's a beautifully directed movie.
Yeah.
It's beautifully
Christian
done.
Gudegas.
It takes you all around the world in beautiful locations, and there's a couple of nice party scenes
Right.
and this and that.
Right.
But like overall, it's like it's a bit too long. They should have really shaved it down a little bit.
It's no Equalizer 3. I'll tell you that.
No.
That movie's
No.
great.
No.
I don't know why I thought of that.
But it's a good movie. I wouldn't say it's bad. I think
All
it's
right,
a good.
all right.
A scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 6.5.
All right. That's all very good recommendations. That's it for us, I guess. Listener, check out the episode description, our website, jockandnerd.com, for links, how to support, how to get in touch. Ruggs, where can the listener find you online?
Rug Boy Show on X.
Interact with Ruggs while Elon Musk is watching.
Yeah.
Anthony, what are you doing this week?
This week, I will be watching a movie about popes, Conclave.
Oh, you're doing the Conclave. It's
Yeah,
a
maybe
good
I'll
one.
even send in a reaction. I don't know what
Yeah.
we're reviewing next week, so
We'll figure it out. Maybe it'll be Conclave. I don't know. It's a good movie. In the meantime, listener, thank you for listening. No, there's nothing in the meantime. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
We'll beep you next time.
Get your hand off my penis!
Oh, the penis.
It was my balls was hot.
I like turtles.
I like balls.
Thing I offered you a chance to be a cop, and you blew it!
Jock and Nerd